Hello. Are you prepared to uncover some surprising realities? Have you ever thought about why certain women appear to have everything under control, while many of us are still piecing together this wild world? Get ready, as we're set to delve into the intriguing realm of Sigma females and the deceptions they've cleverly unmasked. These women aren't ordinary. They follow their own rules and possess a talent for identifying the nonsense society throws their way. All right, let's begin our detailed look into 12 widespread myths that society accepts, but Sigma females can easily debunk. Have you ever sensed that something just doesn't seem right about the way society expects us to live? You're not the only one feeling this way. There's a special group of women who have been carefully watching, evaluating, and pointing out the flaws in our social norms. These women are called Sigma females, and they have some important lessons about escaping the pressures of societal norms. You may be curious about what a Sigma female is. Picture her as the solitary figure among women, fully independent, capable, and always ready to question the usual ways. These women view life differently and have debunked many of the myths society often pushes on us. So, make yourself a hot drink, settle in, and let's explore these myths one at a time. You might end up rethinking everything you believed about success, joy, and being a woman today. Number 1. To feel whole, having a man is necessary. Let's start with a familiar idea, okay? How often have you heard that old saying about needing a man to feel complete? It seems like society is obsessed with the idea that everyone should be in a couple, as if being single is something wrong that needs to be fixed. But here's the truth. Sigma females have already debunked this myth. They realize that true fulfillment comes from themselves, not from being attached to someone else. These women recognize that growing personally, discovering themselves, and finding inner peace are the real ways to feel satisfied. Please don't misunderstand me. Relationships can be wonderful. They enhance your life, providing joy and friendship. However, they're not essential for a fulfilling life. Sigma females recognize their ability to lead rewarding lives independently. They're not waiting for a prince to rescue them. Instead, they're tackling their own challenges, reaching new heights, and forging their paths to happiness. So, when someone suggests you need a partner to be whole, remember, that advice is as helpful as a teapot made of chocolate. These women know that everyone sees success differently, just like no two fingerprints are the same. What excites one person might be dull for someone else. For some, it could be about rising to the top in a big company. For others, it might mean setting up their own business, exploring new places, or spending their lives working on something they deeply care about. Sigma females realize that real success isn't like a puzzle that's missing a piece. Instead, think of yourself as a complete, perfect work of art. Number 2. Achieving success means the same for everybody. Okay, let's chat about what it means to be successful. Often society seems to have a standard recipe for success. Land a well-paying job, buy a big house, drive a fancy car, raise a family, and suddenly you're a success story. But Sigma females, they don't agree. They've spotted the flaws in this narrow view of success and realized that true achievement isn't about ticking off items on someone else's list. Instead, it's about leading a life that's in harmony with your own values, chasing your passions, and finding real joy. They're brave enough to choose the uncommon path and define success in their own unique way. For some, success might be the ability to work from any corner of the globe, or maybe it's about creating art that touches people deeply, or perhaps it's about perfecting the skill of making an exquisite soufflé. The main idea is Sigma females have thrown out the standard playbook on success. They understand that life is not a race or a contest. It's a personal journey, and each person's route is uniquely their own. So they're out there forging their own paths, setting their own standards for success, and inspiring others to do the same. At the end of the day, you are the only one who can truly measure your success. So why not define it in terms that genuinely mean something to you? Number 3. Beauty fits just one standard. Wow, this is a huge deal. For ages, society has been telling us a story so often that it feels like it's a part of who we are. You're probably familiar with it. To be considered beautiful, you need to be tall, thin, have perfect skin, incredible hair, and look as if you've walked right out of a fashion magazine. If you don't match up to these standards, you're not seen as beautiful, or so they say. But Sigma females have caught on to this misleading and limited idea of beauty. They understand that true beauty isn't about squeezing into a specific box. It's about celebrating your own one-of-a-kind traits. These women recognize that beauty exists in every form, different sizes, colors, and shapes. They see that the freckles, which some say should be hidden, are actually like stars decorating your skin. Those curves that might not match the usual ideal, they are the wonderful contours of your body. And the wrinkles that come with age, they are the traces of a life fully enjoyed. Sigma females have learned that real beauty isn't about fitting into what society expects. It's about feeling good in your own skin and letting your true self glow. They understand that being bold and warm-hearted and genuine is much more appealing than just looking good. They don't get tricked by the beauty industry that keeps telling us we need a certain cream or treatment to look pretty. Instead, they embrace what makes them different, even the things some might call imperfections, and they inspire others to do the same. These women have come to see that it's our differences that make the world a beautiful place. Imagine how dull it would be if we all looked alike. It would be like everyone was just a copy of each other. So, the next time you're worried about your looks based on some random standard, remember what Sigma females understand. You're not here to blend in, but to stand out. Your beauty is as one-of-a-kind as your fingerprint, and that's something to celebrate, not to change. Number 4. It's impossible to balance a career and family life. Here's a big myth that's been around for too long: the belief that women must pick either a great career or a happy family life, as if we're still living in the 1950s. Well, guess what? Sigma females aren't falling for it. They've seen through this old-fashioned idea and realized it's just a trick to limit women. These women know that life isn't about choosing one or the other. They believe it's totally possible to excel in their careers and be wonderful parents too. Is it simple? Absolutely not. But then again, the best things in life usually aren't. Sigma females have discovered that the real solution is not about picking one over the other, but finding a balance that suits them. They are brilliant at organizing their time, setting priorities, and knowing when to seek help. These women aren't scared to break old-fashioned ideas about gender roles or to talk honestly with their partners about dividing up chores. They understand that being successful doesn't mean they have to do everything alone. These women are changing the definition of success in their work and home lives. They prove that you can seal a big deal at the office and still sit down with your family for dinner. They show that being a mum doesn't stop you from following your career dreams. Actually, many find that becoming a mother inspires them more in their jobs. Here's the big point. Sigma females also know it's totally fine if you don't want both. If your focus is only on your job and not on having kids, that's perfectly okay. If you prefer to spend time with your family instead of moving up in your job, that's all right too. The main thing is, it's up to you to choose. So the next time someone says you can't have both a career and a family, remember, Sigma females are proof every day that you can. Even more, they are showing that it's up to you to decide what success means in every part of your life. Number 5. Being successful requires you to be extroverted. Okay, let's bust another popular myth that often gets thrown around, the belief that you have to be super outgoing to succeed in life. You've probably heard people say, "It's not what you know, but who you know." This idea suggests that if you aren't constantly meeting new people, making connections, and being the star of every gathering, you're likely to fail. But here's the truth. Sigma females aren't buying into this belief that favors extroverts. They understand that success isn't measured by the number of business cards you gather at a networking function or how many casual chats you can manage at a party. These women see the value in being thoughtful, spending time to reflect, and working by themselves. They recognize that many of the most accomplished people in history were introverts who valued their own company more than engaging with others. Sigma females have learned that it's not necessary to be the most noticeable person in the room, but rather to have meaningful things to say when they choose to speak. They understand that forming deep, quality relationships is more important than having a lot of superficial ones. They are comfortable with their quiet nature and use it to their benefit. Instead of engaging in idle chatter, Sigma females focus on watching, comprehending, and inventing new solutions. These women have mastered the art of networking in ways that suit them best. They may enjoy talking to one person at a time more than being in big groups. They might also prefer to make connections online instead of at busy social gatherings. And that's completely fine. Sigma females know that there are many ways to achieve success, and not all require being outgoing. They recognize that skills like critical thinking, solving problems, and being inventive are equally important as the ability to mingle in a crowd. So, the next time someone suggests that you need to be more outgoing to succeed, remember what Sigma females believe. Real success is about staying true to who you are. Whether that means being the center of attention or enjoying your own personal space. Number 6. Women are too driven by emotions to be leaders. Wow, there's an old myth that's been around way too long. You might have heard it before. Women are too emotional, too sensitive, too all over the place to be good leaders. It's like we're stuck in a weird, old-fashioned idea where women are viewed as overly dramatic, controlled by their emotions. But here's the scoop. Sigma females have totally debunked this myth, and they're not shy about it. They've pierced through this ancient, unfair stereotype and identified it for what it really is, a poor excuse to keep women from leading. These women know that emotions aren't a flaw, they're actually a superpower. They believe that being able to understand and share the feelings of others, having emotional smarts, and connecting with people are key skills for leading. Actually, some of the best leaders are those who get and manage not only their own feelings, but also the feelings of their group. Sigma. Females have realized that being connected with your emotions doesn't make you weak or silly. It makes you human. And as far as I know, we're supposed to lead people, not machines. They're rejecting the old idea that to lead, you need to be hard, cold, and distant. They understand that real leadership is about inspiring people, building teamwork, and making a space where everyone can do well. Such women are transforming our ideas of leadership. They demonstrate that being strong doesn't mean you can't be gentle. Being decisive doesn't exclude being understanding. And being confident doesn't prevent being open about vulnerabilities. They are showing that these qualities can coexist and actually complement each other, creating leaders who are both effective and well-rounded. Sigma females embrace their full selves in their roles, including their emotions. They believe that being true to themselves is more inspiring than conforming to an outdated, traditionally masculine view of leadership. In the future, when someone suggests that women are too emotional for leadership, remember what Sigma females understand. Emotions are not a weakness, they are a strength. And anyone who doesn't recognize this probably isn't the best source for leadership advice. Number 7. You must outdo other women to achieve success. For years, society has told us a big myth, that women must compete against each other to succeed. It's as if there's only one spot at the top for a woman, like in some harsh TV show. But Sigma females see through this harmful idea. They understand that the belief of only one can win is just a trick to keep women arguing among themselves, not focusing on the real obstacles they face. These women realize their fellow women are not rivals, but partners. They know that when women help each other, incredible things can occur. It's not about dragging someone else down to climb higher. It's about helping one another to rise together. Sigma females have discovered that working together is far more effective than competing. They're not scared to share their insights, lend a hand, or cheer on another woman's achievements. They recognize that one woman's success doesn't take away from their own. In fact, it often opens doors for others. They reject the negative stereotypes of women that the media often shows. They choose to invest their efforts in cultivating networks, mentoring young women, and fostering spaces that empower women to flourish. These women are changing the way we define success. They demonstrate that you can be driven without being harsh, and you can achieve great things without undermining others. They show us that there's plenty of space at the top for everyone. Sigma females are not hesitant to seek help when needed, and they are always willing to help someone else. They believe that supporting one another makes us all stronger. Next time anyone implies you should go head-to-head with another woman, remember what Sigma females understand. We're all in this together. The true challenge isn't other women. It's the old ways and attitudes that try to limit us. And we can fight these much more effectively when we stand together. Number 8. You should have your life planned out by age 32. Oh, turning 32. It feels like society makes us think it's some big deadline, right? By 30, you're expected to have the ideal job, be married with kids, own a house, and have everything in your life perfectly arranged. If not, you feel like you're falling behind. But here's the truth. Sigma females have seen through this made-up timeline. They understand that life doesn't stick to a set schedule, and being successful isn't about racing to meet an age deadline. These women recognize that everyone's path is unique. They realize that while some might discover their calling at 20, others might switch careers at 43, and that's totally fine. Sigma females have learned that life is about growing and changing, not about meeting societal expectations by a certain birthday. They're bold enough to explore new paths, try different things, or completely change their lives at any stage. They reject the stress of needing to figure it all out by a specific age. Instead, they appreciate the journey, learn from what they go through, and remain open to new possibilities. These women are changing the idea of success at any age. They show that it's never too late to chase your dreams, adjust your path, or start fresh. Sigma females teach us that life is too short to follow someone else's schedule. They are not scared to take their time, try various routes, and learn from their mistakes. They understand that each experience, whether positive or negative, helps them grow and learn more about who they are. So, if anyone makes you feel guilty for not having everything sorted out by a specific age, keep in mind what Sigma females believe. Life is a journey, not a competition. You have your own unique path, and the only timeline that truly matters is the one you choose for yourself. Number 9. Taking time for yourself is being self-centered. There's a common belief, often aimed at women, that looking after yourself is selfish or excessive. It seems like we're supposed to ignore our own needs and focus only on helping others. However, Sigma females see through this harmful idea. They realize that caring for themselves is crucial, not selfish. These women know you can't help others if you're running on empty. They understand that self-care is more than just relaxing with spa treatments. It's about keeping their body, mind, and emotions in good shape so they can be their best in every part of their lives. Sigma females understand that prioritizing their own well-being is one of the most compassionate acts they can offer. By looking after their own well-being, they make sure they have enough energy and strength to help others and achieve their own goals. They refuse to feel guilty for putting their needs first, as some in society might expect. Rather, they establish firm boundaries, decline draining tasks, and unapologetically carve out time for activities that rejuvenate them. These women are changing the way we think about self-care. They understand that it can look different for everyone. It might be starting the day with meditation, hitting the gym once a week, or just spending some quiet time reading a favorite book. They demonstrate that self-care isn't about being self-centered. It's about being wise and maintaining their health over time. Sigma females are not shy about making their health a priority. They understand that prioritizing self-care not only serves as a positive example, but also inspires those around them to live healthier, happier lives. They know that self-care is more than just pampering oneself. It's about showing respect for oneself. It involves acknowledging your value and meeting your own needs. After all, you can't help others effectively if you are depleted, right? So, the next time you feel bad about taking time for yourself, think about what Sigma females understand. Self-care is not just nice to have, it's essential. This isn't a luxury, it's an essential aspect of leading a balanced and fulfilling life. Those who disagree could likely use a dose of self-care themselves. Number 10. True joy comes from living a conventional life. Let's discuss a huge myth that has been passed down for ages. It goes something like this: finish high school, go to college, find a stable job, get married, buy a house, raise children, work until you retire, and then, only then, start to really enjoy life. It seems as though there's a fixed plan everyone is expected to follow to be happy. But here's the thing: Sigma females have totally figured out that this standard way of living doesn't work for everyone. These women realize that happiness isn't a place you arrive at by simply following a set of rules. It's a unique adventure for each person. They know life doesn't always go in a straight line. They understand that it's fine to explore different paths, change your plans, and make your own way. They've discovered that real joy comes from being true to yourself, rather than just doing what others expect. Sigma females are not scared to challenge what's normally accepted. They're pondering important life questions. What do I truly desire? What brings me real joy? What kind of life do I want to build for myself? And they have the courage to follow through on their discoveries, even if it means going against what everyone else thinks is right. They reject the notion that there's only one right way to have a rewarding life. Instead, They celebrate their individuality and craft lives that reflect their own values and aspirations. These women are changing the ideas of what it means to lead a fulfilling life. For some, it means exploring different countries rather than staying in one spot. For others, it's about dedicating time to something they love rather than just working their way up in a company. Or it could be deciding not to have children and instead concentrating on their careers or self-improvement. Sigma females understand that true joy comes not from fulfilling others' expectations, but from staying true to who they are. They aren't scared to make unique choices if those choices make them happy and satisfied. They believe that life is too important and too brief to spend it following someone else's instructions. They teach us that it's fine to step outside the usual boundaries, to write your own life story, and to move to your own rhythm. So, when someone next suggests that there's only one way to be happy, think about what Sigma females understand. Happiness can be found in as many ways as there are people. Your task isn't to walk on someone else's road, it's to pave your own. Number 11. You must always be polite and agreeable. Here's a tall tale society has been spinning for ages, especially for women. The idea that you've got to always be nice, never rock the boat, and agree with everyone to be liked and respected. But hold on a second. Sigma females have shattered this illusion. They know that being true to yourself and standing up for what you believe in is far more important than just being agreeable. These women are not afraid to voice their opinions, even if they go against the grain. They understand that real respect comes from being authentic and honest, not from just nodding along with everyone else. They're showing us that it's okay to disagree, to have your own opinions, and to express them with confidence. So, the next time you feel pressured to agree just to keep the peace, remember what Sigma females teach us. Your voice is powerful, use it wisely, and never be afraid to speak your truth. Number 12. You have to fit into a specific social circle. Oh, how we've been boxed by this myth. The belief that we need to squeeze into a certain group, dress a certain way, or like certain things just to belong. But guess what? Sigma females have busted this myth wide open. They embrace their individuality and find strength in their unique interests and styles. They don't waste time trying to fit into a mold that doesn't suit them or pretending to enjoy things just to be part of a crowd. Instead, they're building their own circles, attracting people who love them for who they truly are. These women teach us that real belonging comes from being genuine, and that the best social circle isn't the one you force yourself into, but the one where you are celebrated for your true self. So, next time you're feeling out of place, take a page from the Sigma female playbook. Be yourself boldly and watch the right people gravitate towards your authenticity. So, there you go, everyone. Here are 12 typical falsehoods that the world often tells us and how Sigma females easily spot them. It's quite revealing to see everything laid out, isn't it? These Sigma females aren't just rebelling for no reason. They're pioneers, seekers of truth, and change makers. They are the brave ones who challenge what's generally accepted and have the bravery to lead their lives in their own unique way. But here's the key point. You don't need to identify as a Sigma female to benefit from their insights. The important lesson is to think deeply, challenge common beliefs, and find the strength to be true to yourself. It's about realizing that you can decide for yourself what success, beauty, and happiness mean. It's about knowing that your value isn't based on whether you're in a relationship, your age, or how well you correspond to society's expectations. Next time you catch yourself believing a common myth society pushes, Pause for a moment. Ask yourself, is this really true? Do I actually believe this, or am I just going along because that's what everyone says I should do? Remember, life isn't about doing what others expect. It's about building a life that feels right to you, one that fills you with joy and satisfaction. It's about creating your own unique journey, not just following what someone else has written. And if you start to question the path you're on, think about these Sigma females. Consider their bravery, their insight, their refusal to accept anything less than a life they've chosen themselves. Because, in the end, it all comes down to having the bravery to be yourself, without excuses. And if that's not something worth striving for, then what is? So, stand up to those age-old norms, question those widespread beliefs, and most importantly, dare to live the life you want. That's where true joy and satisfaction are found. And who knows, maybe someday people will talk about how you helped uncover some of these societal falsehoods. Now, wouldn't that be something? Thanks everyone for watching. Catch you in the next video. Bye, stay blessed, and as always, until next time.